Alright, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We're back again with another YouTube video, and today we're going to be going over the extremely popular trend right now, which is Minecraft YouTubers being accused of something. Now, it seems like as of late, everyone and their mother has allegations against these Minecraft YouTubers, but these allegations themselves aren't actually directed right at Dream. They're actually directed to a random stranger who attended one of Dream's concerts. However, the victim does actually throw shade at Dream, so that's why we're going to go over this. Now, the victim's name is a girl by the name of Kaisa, and she seems to be a previous fan of Dream who attended one of his concerts. So this is her story. At Dream's last concert, 27 September 2023, I was sexually assaulted. 2 blocks from the venue, I got catcalled, and all day after, I was self-conscious about my outfit. I debated buying a jacket to cover up, but thought it would be fine. It's not like anything would happen to me in a group that loves safety and positivity. Famous last words. The venue was super crowded, barely any personal space. I tried to stay back, but ended up in a sea of people so deep I couldn't leave unless I pushed my way out. I tried to distract myself from how overwhelming it was by hyper-focusing on my filming, especially for a song I really loved at the time. It was loud and bright and still very crowded, so I didn't notice the stranger behind me moving closer, not till I felt his hand touch my hip. I was mid-recording and didn't want to unpack what was happening, so I just kept filming. I tried to convince myself it was an accident, but after a bit, I felt more. This time, painful and only getting worse. I looked down and all I saw was their hand in the dark, low on my hip. Then I couldn't quite breathe, but I was frozen in place and they just kept touching me. I'm not comfortable sharing the rest. Now, this is where I'm going to kind of get into. I feel like if you are telling your story, you should probably share as much details as you can, especially if you want people to support you and feel for you. I feel like the more you detail what's happening and the story itself, it's more believable to a lot of people. So it kind of bugs me how all these victims feel like they don't actually need to share any details and just expect you to like support them. Sometime after the song ended, disassociated, I noticed an opening space ahead of me, so I stepped forward and the movement jolted their hand off me, and after that the stranger stayed gone. From that point I was on autopilot, numb and disassociating worse. I managed to cut the video to post, hoping I got all of the bad parts out and filmed the next song. My hands were shaking, but I really don't want to process it, so I pretended I was fine. Okay, so the only shred of evidence she actually had that this happened, she cut it? Right? Like, why wouldn't you keep that just in case you want to actually file a police report or go to a Dream security team or something like that? But instead you're like, yeah, I'm just going to cut the parts where he was actually assaulting me. Why would you purposely cut evidence? She later says in the statement that it's to try to forget that night, but I just don't understand it. Eventually, the show was over and I called an Uber. I barely managed to drag myself in, trying to convince myself I was shaking from the cold and not from fear. It was a mix of both, but I knew damn well I wouldn't hide forever. My driver even checked on me because I shook so badly my teeth shattered. The whole time, I just wanted to go home and scrub my skin raw to get that phantom's hands off me. I was gifted a cat beanie while queuing, and I clung it to it for the whole drive to ground myself. Thank you, kind stranger. Then I was home and shattered. I took the night to crack and scream and cry and delete the footage to wipe it from my life. Again, why would you delete the footage if you had a shredded evidence that you were actually sexually assaulted? Like, even if you wanted to forget that night, that is crucial information if you ever wanted to actually file a police report. I've still seen other footage on social, even scrolling past it still makes me ill, and that was that. To be frank, I didn't want to share this, I didn't want pity or to stay haunted by this. I just have one message: supporting all victims means all victims. I'm so disgusted by the takes I've seen lately, twisting the definition of consent to invalidate victim stories, saying a victim should have done more to stop her own assault, saying a victim is lucky to be assaulted rather than raped. Now, this obviously is in correlation to Katie's recent allegations, which were pretty much proven false, that she purposely lied and held misinformation in order to make herself look good and to try to frame George as an even bigger abuser than she thought. Now, I genuinely believe, and yes, I still have yet to make a George Not Found video, that he did not sexually assault Katie. They were cuddling for a good hour before he put his hand on her tummy. That is not sexual assault. What this individual is going through is what I would consider sexual assault. Someone sexually touched you without your consent and without you wanting them to, or even being near you, and they decide to feel you up in ways that we don't know because you didn't describe it, right? That's actually sexual assault. Even Dream's Reddit post is sickening that he too has been dismissive of sexual assault when it can even happen 30 feet from his fucking stage. Now again, it's not like Dream knew you were being sexually assaulted. To just put this in a frame, this is kind of what anybody on a concert stage actually sees. So how is he supposed to know you got sexually assaulted? And again, your sexual assault, as you are claiming it, is way worse than what happened to Katie. What happened to Katie was literally nothing compared to what's apparently happening to you, where you were actually physically touched by a stranger in a crowd. That is creepy and extremely weird. That is so much different than you cuddling with someone for an hour and a half and they put their hand on your belly while you guys are cuddling. I beg you all to support victims, not just the ones you agree with, but the ones you accuse people you don't like, all of us. It shouldn't take graphic details or a secondary confirmation just for you to conjure a shred of empathy. All we ask is to be heard when we are brave to speak. Listen. Now, again, I kind of agree with this. You should support victims. However, supporting victim has been twisted massively over the most recent allegations, where it seems like the only way to support a victim is to go attack a person who created the victim, which I just straight up don't agree with. You should never just blatantly believe anybody under any circumstances. That's why evidence exists. And when you decide to make a statement like this, you no longer bring it in a court of law. You bring it in a court of public opinion, where evidence is that much more crucial when it comes to actually judging someone. Not to mention the statement of just believe all victims. That implies that we just have to believe you no matter what, and that we should automatically hate the person that you're accusing, which just is stupid and not a proper way to actually go out through life. Now, they also went ahead and shared this as well, saying, I won't share more or any other stories publicly, but if anyone else needs or to talk, my DMs are open. And with that, I'm heading offline for a while. I'm visiting dear friends and taking care of myself. Love y'all and see you soon. Now, again, these allegations could possibly be true. However, again, you could have went to any security member at that Dream concert, because I know there was, security there. Why did you delete the footage when you can file a police report? And on top of that, why are you bringing Dream into this when he had no idea what was happening? And there was probably hundreds, probably like 800 people in that crowd. How is he supposed to know you're being sexually assaulted? You know what I mean? So again, it's hard to believe statements like this when they bring out the believe all victims. That automatically makes me assume that your story is unbelievable and you're just trying to levy a way to try to make people believe you. It's a bunch of bullshit. But anyways, that's all I really want to talk about. Again, just another case of someone accusing another Minecraft YouTuber of doing something, or in this case, not doing something about a situation. But yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video.
Counting sheep, but there's one I always miss. Everyone says I'm getting down too low. Everyone says you just can't.